Hello everybody and welcome back to Breach, and today we are going to be checking out the classes. The first one up is the Necromancer class. So as it sounds, he plays with the dead. As per usual, any Necromancer class you come up to, they usually do raise the dead, etc, etc, and there is no difference in this game. So let's have a quick gander at its combat abilities. So this is a quick glance at what he can do. If you want to take a closer look, feel free to pause the video and check it out, but it is as you would normally expect. He can raise dead, he can make them explode, can cause quite a lot of damage, and he has got a cool kind of fast move ability, which is pretty sweet. So let's have a look at him in combat now. So as you would expect him to, he has a good ability to take on multiple numbers of enemies at the same time. His scythe ability obviously does do a lot of damage, and obviously he can cause indirect and direct damage via his abilities. Obviously his little minions run around attacking things, and he can obviously manipulate the minions. So yeah, that's the Necromancer class. If you like playing the undead types, then he's definitely the type for you. He's very, very powerful actually. When I actually played him for a bit, I kind of find it a bit easier to manage to survive a bit longer. Normally when you're playing something where you're taunting stuff, it takes a big hit, but you're not really a tank class in this game. So it was refreshing to play the Necromancer class. Good class if you want to cause lots of high damage. So let's have a look at each individual ability closer. So your first one is Command Minion. As you'd expect, it is basically where you target an enemy with a minion and he will attack them. Now enemies that you do kill get turned into Shamblers, and you can have up to 3 of them. And then you got the Shambler Sacrifice effect, which is quite painful. So they blow up, causing about 300 damage to nearby enemies, which is quite nice. Next thing is Sacrifice Minion. That's obviously you sacrifice a specific minion by targeting them. You gain 500 health, and they obviously have a trigger sacrifice effect, so it's like the Shambler Sacrifice effect or something like that. You can use that when you get frozen as well, which is quite handy, good for gaining health. And then you've got the Haunting Race, which basically summons several rays that rush forward, delivering 175 damage. They also give your allies a damage shield of up to 400 damage, and then they go back into the Veil. The next one is the Raise Dead, which is your ultimate ability, which summons 8 undead Shamblers, and they do typically what you'd expect them to do with the normal minions, and also they cause the blown up effect as well, which is nice. They only last about 20 seconds or so. Your signature movement, which is your, well, for me it's the right mouse button if you have it as a standard setting. You summon a Shambler that'll travel towards the enemy target. Once the Shambler gets there, it'll blow up with 300 damage. Nice little bonus there, because obviously you're getting Shamblers from your undeads and stuff like that, so it's just one little extra one to blow up and cause pain for the enemy. Always good to have. So that is the Necromancer. So let's have a look now at one of the enemy classes. So playing as the enemy when you're facing against other players, which is when you usually do have an enemy Veil player, you get a choice of the 2 elites that are in the map. They're map specific. They come and go as you can spawn them. But then you get a choice of the enemy Veil warrior. Now this one we've chosen the Chaos Weaver. So what can you expect a Chaos Weaver to do? Well, as again, if you'd like to pause, you can check it out there, but we'll go into it now. So you have your Sheaves of Sorrow, which basically places a breach. Once it triggers, it basically explodes into crystal sheaves and impales the enemies, causing lots of damage. You can see that one there. Oh, nicely placed, nice big area. The second one is the Paralyzing Fields, which is the smaller one. That basically stuns and causes damage again. Sorry, no, that was the Frosts of Vargar. That causes the frozen terrain. The Paralyzing Fields is the electrical fields there. You have your Summon trait, which is the Grail Vitals, which increases your health of spawned elites. And you have your signature, which is kind of like an explosion area, so you summon these little things that explode and cause a lot of damage. Summon shards. So you can have a good look there. Now the good thing about the Veil character is you can take over any of the friendly to you friendly elites or minions, so you can jump into their bodies and you can increase their health by being in their bodies and increase their strength as well. You can't take over obviously friendlies, not with this class anyway. I don't know if any of the other ones do, but there you go. We're in an enemy now, so he becomes a lot harder to kill. Unfortunately he's still killable. There is an ability where you can make him immune for so long, but it doesn't last too long. So that is the Chaos Weaver. He's quite a powerful character. He's not as what I expect. It's a little harder to play. Well, that fun times. He went through the wall there, through the floor even. Yeah, he's a little harder to play because he just causes a lot of damage. He can't control the players or whatnot, and you'll see that in one of the other classes for the Chaos side, for the Veil side, sorry. But that's a good look at that. So hopefully, yeah, it's a good look at what he can do. Let's have a look now at one of the other enemy classes. So here we're going to check out the World Shaper. A little bit different class. I find this one a little bit easier to play as well. So let's have a look at what they are capable of doing. So straight off the bat, we have got the trap ability there, which is called the Grail Cage. And as you'd imagine, it causes enemies to get stuck in there and they get damaged. We've also got the Fungal Spores, which is what is dropping now. And you've got the Cerebrus Inferno, which is basically causes volcanic terrain, which is the one that's behind it, so it causes a lot of damage as well. Again, you've got the Haste and Death for this character, which basically, when your trap is triggered, your summoned elites gain 2.5 haste, and it stacks up to 10 times. And you get the Winds of Oros, which is really good for pushing your enemies into your fire or your traps and whatnot. That's exactly what that is there. You can see where it just flies around. I actually had a lot more fun playing this character because it's more about trapping them and causing more damage and stuff like that. As you can see, there's a bit more going on than what the other one is. So yeah, that's the enemy side of things at the moment. This is kind of the two that you start off with. Good look at both of them. As you see, I'm pushing them into the trap that I've created there. And you can still take over elites as well, as always, on all of them. As far as I'm aware, they are all available to take over elites until obviously they die. So that's a good look at that one. So hopefully you're enjoying having a look at these characters so far. So the last character that I want to check out for in this episode is the Arcane Mender. This one was probably my least favourite character for playing. Now, whether or not we just had a good player that was targeting me, but it just seems to be that any Arcane Mender player just gets targeted by the enemy and killed off quite quickly. You're very weak. You're constantly just healing yourself, and you don't get a chance to heal your friendlies, which is a bit naff, but there we go. So what can an Arcane Mender do? As the title suggests, you are a healer. So the first thing you have is the Guardian Sprite. Applies a damage shield to your target ally or yourself up to 1000 damage and increases the bonus healing received. You get Purification, which cleanses you. Typical cleansing from any kind of game that you've played in the past. Transcendent Blast, which is kind of your damage ability you can do. Basically transfers of accumulated power into magical blast damage, damaging a targeted enemy based on how many stacks you have. The healing done and applied damage consumption causes them. Your Greater Heal, which is your ultimate, instant heals yourself or allies for 1500 health. And your Mending Wave, which is your signature move. Basically, it's just a healing wave, basically. So that's it. That's basically the Arcane Mender there. As you can see, all you're doing all the time is just constantly healing to try and stay alive and keep everybody else alive. And you'll probably notice that I've already been targeted several times. And yeah, you're too busy trying to keep yourself alive too much for this class for my liking. But still a little fun character to play. Still worthwhile having in a group because obviously you still are getting heals. There we go, I'm being targeted again, as you can see. And he keeps me away. Now, I think it's a mixture of having a good enemy Veil player and being a healer that I'm just constantly targeted. But still a fun class, so make sure you check it out. So hopefully you've had a good look at these classes so far. There's 2 friendly ones and 2 enemy ones, so as far as I'm concerned. Depends which side of the fence you're on as to whether you are a Veil player or whether you are one of the many classes that you can play as a friendly side. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Make sure you check out the first video if you want to check out what the defense tank kind of class can do. There's a couple of other classes that we've had a chance to play, but we haven't had a chance to bring into a video, unfortunately. But the first episode, which I will link, has the Mana Warrior, so you can check him out. And if you want to have a look at any of the other classes, then make sure you give me a comment in the comment section, and I will unlock them and I will give them a play, and I'll get a video on there. Thank you very much everybody for watching this video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already done so, and hit that thumbs up as well if you've enjoyed the video. Until next time everybody, take care for now. Bye bye.